Last time on Lawful, stupid.
Oh, Jesus.
There was a Gerblin! Oh god, what is it?
Kill
I
it
hate
with
it!
fire.
Make it die! We met some staff from the castle staff. We met. Get it? Because it sounds like employees of the castle, but really it's a man who lives inside the staff. He was evil.
Super
And
gross.
he has a terrible voice, the worst. I mean, like, Dwayne's voice acting is
good-
good.
I'm impressed with the
but, like-
voice, yes, but it's horrifying.
Yeah, so that's how good it is.
Never
that
been more proud
if
of
I
my
saw
DM.
it, I would be freaked out. That's how good it is, but I'm just like, I hate him already, the character. I hate him.
Give me the
You
shudders.
also might hate him because he kind of, like, pulled a whole, like, oh, what's behind your ear? With your fucking eye and pulled a key out of your head.
Through the
Yes, 'cause we're
patch.
trying to find the key to the first door and the final door.
That's it. That's what happened.
That's it.
You are my blood. You share my name. Answer my questions.
You're a
I
saint.
thought
That's
you were
what
going to
happens to
say
you.
3 the entire time because it fucking rhymed. I was just waiting for it.
So answer my number.
He
my
pulls
questions
this
3.
key from your eye, Atlas, and it is so painful.
At least take me on a date first.
You don't say that from like the amount of pain you're going through, and in fact, I'm gonna politely ask that the other 2 podcast members kind of like not to like speak for a second because we're gonna do a thing with Atlas. So Atlas, this key has been removed from your eye, and your world kind of goes dark. And you're in this like pitch blackness, and it's not long before you're looking like you're opening both of your eyes and seeing out of both of them for the first time in a long time. And when you look around, you see in front of you 4 pillars. But you're not looking up at them. You're looking parallel, right? Like you're looking what was like at where the others would sit. And across from you, you can see Win, which you've seen pictures of him. He's got this motley mask, and he's made of vines, and it's green. And he's got these big wings, and he's got amber glowing eyes. And you see this dark, shadowy figure that's very humanoid nature, but you've never really seen him before. And then on the next pedestal, you see the familiar broken-horned centaur that you know is Sinlor. And then you see a female you've never seen. And you can only surmise that it's Aya who's been lost to time. And you're looking across the way from you and seeing all of these gods. And you're sitting parallel to them, across from them, on these very pillars you've seen before.
What am I doing here?
And when you say that, you kind of watch as the other gods like look in your direction, and they say, or not they say in conjunction, but you hear Wynn say, Bellamere, what do you mean? What are you doing here?
That first thing you said, I didn't understand.
And then you hear this like regal like voice. Bellamere, now is not the time for games. And you see Sinlor like sitting across from you. We have lots of work to do. Please pay attention.
Okay, Win, I believe we've probably come across each other several times in the past couple of years. Is this one of your games that we're playing right now?
And you
Am I
hear,
supposed to learn something?
You hear Aya speak up, and she says, "You're not going to remember this, Bellamere." And then you hear the next words that come out of her voice, or out of her mouth, is the very familiar voice of Alaria. And you hear her say, "Wake up." And then you're back in that room, and he's holding this obsidian key that's like, they got these green like cracks around it, and it's like, it's huge. It's honestly, it's the size of like a dagger, right? Like a pretty big like cleaver style dagger. And like this guy's like, or this spectral, this lich, this imprisoned lich is like pulling it, and you can kind of see like energy sparking off of it. There you have it. It's yours now. Free me.
Can I reach up and like grab
We're
the
back
key?
in the scene now. What?
Can I know I'm in pain, but can I reach up to like?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna reach up and grab it away from
It
him.
hurts when you do that, right? Like just grabbing the key, like you can feel like this jolt of energy roll through your body. But you've got the key.
And I'll stumble back. Ugh, Christoph, take it.
A little busy. You should probably hold on to that.
I don't know how much longer I can. Azrael.
All right. Fumbles and takes the giant key.
Same bag. Super lightning goes through your veins. Like, super painful.
Oh, pain. Oh,
You heard the man, Findle. He wants to be free. Can you free him from this mortal coil?
Are you handing him the staff?
I'm holding it out.
Findle looks forward, like leans forward. Christoph, just so quickly, you want me to give him the old LOZ? You kick him out and send him to the coastal plane, destroy him forever?
Yes, he's, overstayed his welcome.
Okay, well, yes and no, absolutely. And you hear this, like, loud pop. And you watch Findle like do a quick hand gesture and kind of whisper something, and you watch this feet. No! And you like, he's like grabbing onto the ground and like being dragged. And you watch him get like vacuumed back into that staff.
I lean over to Palace and I say, wave goodbye to Grandpapa.
And you see Palace kind of like almost like boys. Bye, Grandpapa. And you watch him get sucked back in, and the staff that you're holding is like suddenly like you feel that same like darkness, but it's like on low. It's like somebody took it off a boil and down to a low simmer. And Findle kind of like finishes his spell. He goes, okay, so it didn't give him the oust, but really that's because things are pretty unstable now. Let's deal with the door, close the door, and then we'll get him out. But it didn't want to rip a lich out of a magical item and blow us all to smithereens, as it were.
I respect that, Findle. Thank you very much.
Well, last time I just listened to you, it was terrible, so a little adjustment.
Fair enough. Do you mind if I hold on to this until we're able to dispose of him properly?
The Steph, you probably should.
I'm talking to Palace.
Oh, shouldn't you put it back? Like, what if his spell breaks? Like when you're fighting these things.
Wait, what if what spell breaks?
Findle's, whatever he did to like make it better. What if that breaks while you're holding the staff? and fighting these demons.
I can handle it. This may not make much sense to you, but I'm pretty used to dealing with a little extra darkness in my head.
Is the key still is it still painful to hold on to?
Yeah, absolutely.
Ezra is just gonna toss it to the ground like, ah!
I dive to catch it.
Have you guys ever held one of those like stupid joke pens where it's like your whole hand's like being shocked, but it's really not?
Oh, fuck
it's like that uncomfortable. That's the kind of when you hold it, you feel that. It's like it's not unbearable, but you're like, this isn't great.
Or I mean, especially once the lich is actually gone, like no, I have no reason to keep holding on to this.
Yeah, if she's throwing it to the ground, I'm diving to catch it.
Roll me a dexterity saving throw.
15.
Yeah, so you leap and grab it. In the process, you let go of the staff. You don't. You just like because you're like grab the key with one hand and tuck in.
Sure.
And then like you can pick it back up, but in the moment between picking the staff back up and letting go of it, when you let go of it, you feel this like need to pick that staff back up. Almost like the my precious feeling, like the I need to pick that staff back up.
Hey, Papa Shindo, it's your boy, Christoph. Can I handle this?
You get this. Have you ever watched? Here's what you see.
Okay.
With your emotions. I'm gonna paint a physical picture because this is the only way I know how to paint it. It is the feeling that a father will eventually get at some point in their son or daughter's life where they know that there's an amount of pain that their child is going to experience and there's nothing they can do about it. It's like watching them get their first heartbreak, or watching them lose their first best friend, or watching your child lose a child. It's that type of like contested hurt but support that you feel when you ask that question.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick it back up.
And so you pick it back up and you feel a little bit better. A little low darkness simmer, but you're happy to have that staff back in your hand.
Sure. And
super uncomfortable holding that key.
Yeah, I'm holding the key and I don't remember. Does it Atlas was it hurting Atlas too?
It was everybody who touches it gets that same like holding the buzz pen feeling.
Yeah, I felt like it was in his head for like 100 years and I felt like it would be cool. Findle, this is not good. Is there a way? Can you put this in like a bag? In fact, yeah, I have the waterproof bag that Atlas got for me that has my like card in it from the Architects Guild. I put it in the bag and then I hold it. Does it still hurt?
While you like grip it, absolutely. But when you notice, like when you're putting it in the bag and stuff like that, and you're holding it by like the bag, you're not feeling it. But when you like grip around it, it hurts. It's the act of like making a circuit around the key that hurts. So like if you put it in your bag, it's not gonna hurt.
I put it in the bag, the waterproof bag, and then I put it into Atlas's fanny pack.
Atlas, we gotta talk about this.
No, okay.
If you want to have children as Atlas,
I can't put my wiener around it.
Yeah, not a good.
Okay, I'll do fanny pack.
Know about radiation.
It's a side pack now.
Okay, you slide it to the side like maybe that shouldn't be near my. You unmentionable.
I thought it was
walk of junk.
I understand how fanny packs work, and still I thought it was behind him.
I mean,
no, I've always thought it was directly above him.
That makes sense.
That's how you do a fanny pack.
It was like a normal satchel, and he like held it behind him. Yeah, that's fine.
But for whatever reason, I thought it was just I was going to go up behind him and go zip.
You just went to the front of me, knelt down, unzipped slowly my fanny pack.
I'm gonna put this.
I
This giant key.
Dagger-sized key into your whole fanny pack, and it's there. It's there now.
It's fine. But yeah, so you put that in Atlas's fanny pack.
Yeah. So does Atlas Is he still missing an eye? Confirm.
Oh, he's still missing an eye.
Is there a
Okay.
hole in
Okay.
the eye patch?
Loads of pain still. What?
Is there a hole in the eye patch?
No, like, so imagine like
It's like a magical type.
magic
yeah, okay.
to
Sure.
pull
Yeah,
it
yeah,
out.
just making sure.
he
It wasn't
managed
like
to
he
do it.
reached into his head and like there's a gaping hole of blood.
So Atlas is
Never hurts to clarify.
Atlas is holding his eye and he goes, What just happened to me?
That's an excellent question.
Pretty sure
I have a
you're locked.
theory.
He pulled a key out of you.
He mentioned the wolf.
I'm sorry, what?
He mentioned the wolf. He didn't say a wolf. He said, you're just like the wolf, he said.
What might that mean?
Well, only one prominent wolf comes to mind.
That it does.
Edis for sure.
And, yes, and... Quick, just little torrential glasses on scan of Atlas. Do I see any of that?
Roll me an Arcana check.
Proficiency doubled?
Proficiency doubled.
24!
Yeah, so you kind of put on your arcane spectacles as they are, and two things. One, the entire arcane torrent that you are looking at. You still see the weird flares and the patches that you're aware of, and it is like fucking everywhere, right? Like when you open your eyes under the lenses, you might as well you have less torrent than you have ever seen before. You are like ground zero of lack of magic, right? And the torrent that you do see that's around Atlas, there's like the edges are blue, but it's like this muted grayscale blue that you've never seen before. And then you've seen the red torrent that he creates and the energy that is also very much where he is. Like that is his form, and that is also like this grayscale muted. It's like somebody took the saturation and just went down 80% on your view when you look at the torrent.
And I looked at Fiddle and I say, what do you make of
Would
that?
I have seen that too?
No.
Okay.
You would see the same thing, saturation all the way up.
Interesting.
I looked at Fiddle and I say, what do you make of that?
Well, I'm pretty sure Atlas is going to die. I've never seen that before.
What?
I look at Frost and I say, what do you make of that?
I don't know. I've only seen the torrent change colors once, and it wasn't red.
Two ways that I see it.
I can still hear you guys, by the way.
Yeah.
Dear, he just means see in general. And Atlas one eye is plenty. You got this, boy.
So, either Aegis was inside of him. We know that. Either it left some sort of mark, including that key, or it's still there.
So you hear Palace say, "Brother, he said the Wolf 4.
He said what?
The Wolf 4.
What's that?
The family that the Shindo stepped on."
Oh, of course I knew that.
What wolf are you talking about?
Aegis, the Dark God.
the
An
God of
absolute
revenge.
under the employ of Ryle.
Okay. We have lots to catch up on.
Yeah, he used to live inside my friend. Hey, remember when I said our grandpapa was Andron? And also that I knew Findle the Wise and you didn't believe me? This is the time where you just start taking what I say at face value.
Fair. Findle the Wise.
Yes, Findle the Blue, Findle the Arcane, Findle the Mad as well. You have
Would
no-
werewolf fail?
and the Treekin and the Animatech call you friend.
No, not me.
Not me.
Not my bad.
Not after what I've done to them.
No. Well, who have you been talking to, Christoph? I don't like it. Like tugging at his robes a little bit. But most importantly, Atlas, how do you feel? And he's like puts his hands on your teeth.
I push him away. I feel like crap right now.
I'm just checking the most important part of you.
You're fine, I have my headache. My head hurts very much. I feel like I need to lay down.
What hurts the most? Your head? He did pull a key
I
out
don't know
of
if
it.
you
That
remember
makes sense.
that where the key came out of my head, so pretty much that whole area there is very much in pain.
Is there any way I could help that?
I mean,
Like a
he
cure
said he didn't
spell
take HP, but you can
Right.
use magic to try
Exactly.
and ease it. Like, if you want to roll an Arcana check, I'm not gonna make you burn spell slots or anything like that. Just
Yeah,
trying to
I can do
ease
that.
Yeah, sure. Okay, you want to give him magical morphine? I'm with it.
22.
Hey,
Okay.
that's a good
Yeah,
shit.
so you walk over and you don't you DM for me, motherfucker.
It is the good shit though.
You walk over and you like put your hands between or like around his head, but keeping distance, and kind of do whatever your magical mumbo jumbo is. You can describe it now.
Probably, glowy kind of hands. Just, you're kind of low key. Nothing like extravagant.
When you do that, you kind of like feel some feedback in your hand. It's just unusual and weird. Atlas, you feel great. Very much in pain, but think of it like when you're on like morphine, where it's like it hurts, but you just don't care.
Oh, thank you, Azrael.
You're also just a slight loopy.
feels much
It's
better.
literally like she gave you morphine. She gave you magical morphine.
Whatever.
I feel like I could still use a nap too, though.
I don't know if I can help that, but I can at least ease it for a little while.
I fucking think that Devin is like the most restful calling mofo on this side of the planet. Like, warlocks who just cast 2 spells don't ask for more rests than Devin playing a barbarian.
I'm playing to the story right this moment. I would, everyone in this room, if you could just stop and make me a bed
Right now, on the
out of
floor.
whatever materials you can.
I just ray of frost him an ice bed.
Palace, Your Highness, if it's not too much to ask, somewhere I could rest.
Of course, you're in a castle. There's plenty of beds around. Yeah, I feel like I have questions. There was a key in your head. Why did you put a key in your head, Atlas?
Your Highness, I never did have a key put in my head, to my own knowledge, but maybe that's why it was blocking my knowledge, the key, so now maybe I'll be smarter. I don't know.
Yeah, your intelligence score is 42 now.
Increase now?
Yeah, you're beautiful as you are, but let's not stretch the truth of things.
I'm interested in this talk of Etis. What is that about?
Some time ago, right after Oxbane was attacked, Rowan, and by the way, we still need Rowan. Has anyone heard from him?
That's a red hot negative.
Rowan and Christoph and I went our separate ways for a span of about 2 years, and during that time I had a run-in with Edis. A good friend of mine had been killed. Yog, my mentor, very much a father figure, and I'd been set on a path that was a bad one. I did a lot of things that I probably shouldn't have, and I called upon his help to be able to control some of the rage and the animosity that I carried with me. But along with that, what were the hooks of evil that continued to stir within me the whole time, slowly diving deeper into my heart. eventually we were able to rid that evil presence, but the damage had been done.
I see. The gods are not to be toyed with lightly.
They're a bunch of big babies.
They're certainly a vengeful sort.
You're not telling us anything we don't already know.
Good to know I'm in good company.
Yeah? Yeah, I suppose. Right, so... Listen, we have the key, that seems important. And now we have a plan? Now that we have the key, we have a plan, right?
I guess if I can forego my nap, but it seems like, Christoph, correct me if I'm wrong, but the plan is we have the key that goes to aforementioned door, and the plan was now to boop on over, to use somebody else's own words.
That's me, I did that.
Yep, Findle, boop on over after we get some more calculations and close the door. Should be easy peasy.
We have the key now, so yes.
I've closed many of these doors. This is not the hardest part.
Easy enough. Plan ready to go. So shall we go now? Yes? Everybody ready? No more preparations needed? Yes?
No.
Boop away.
Boop away. Boop me away, Findle.
Okay. Frost, per the plan, you go with these stooges. Pop on through. Let me know what you find.
One more time for Big Fudge?
He calls himself Big Fudge now. He wants to know what you said.
That's real weird, Christoph. Coming from me, not great. So we're gonna make a door. We'll be bound over. Frost will get you those coordinates, and then we'll move your door further down and go from there.
I'm into it.
Okay, good.
And you see kind of like Palace getting himself together. When do we leave?
Palace. We don't.
What do you mean we don't? Of course we leave. Didn't you hear the plan, brother?
I heard the plan. The plan is Atlas, Ezreal, Frost, and I will go get some closer read, and then, Findle will be close behind. And that's the plan.
Brother, I feel like you've forgotten me.
I haven't forgotten you. It's a matter of I intentionally excluded you from the plan. You... Listen,
I know how to fight.
I walk over and I put a hand on his shoulder. I know you know how to fight. I know that. But if anything happens to us, you're the last thing that stands between those fiends and our people. You understand that, right? You understand why you can't come.
He kind of looks away from you and kind of just resigns, says, I suppose you're right. And he's through gritted teeth.
Just real quick, what's Papa think?
I'm not gonna keep giving that to you.
Why not? That's what the ring does.
You're right. Sometimes it's gonna be ambiguous. You ask the ring. You kind of tap on the ring. What's father think? And you kind of get this nod of approval.
Yes. I know that... I know this is hard, but... You have a role. You have a part to play. And trust me, we don't always like that. But it's important. It's your duty. You have to stand as a symbol to the people. They have to feel something for you, and you can't fall. You represent the hope of our kingdom, and if you die, then that hope dies with you.
Fine.
And I kind of just pat him on the back, because I know it's gotta suck. But
Yeah. He's not like, super pleased about that. Obviously, he kind of like he doesn't look back up at you. He just kind of keeps looking at the ground, and you hear Fendel in the background.
So, 2 points of order. First things first. Gustav, you said duty. Number 2.
Atlas laughs.
son of a bitch, I did. I did. He's right.
Number 2, would it be okay, Palace, if we did this here in this room? It seems better than doing it in the throne room, pulling up a gate for the fiends. Makes sense, yeah?
And you hear Palace say, "It's fine." Yeah,
You forgot
Dwayne
it.
waits for a response
it's
from
fine.
himself.
And he starts up the staircase. I will make sure no one comes down.
Is he stomping away?
And as he walks up the stairs away from us, I say, brother,
Yes.
all that remains is silence.
You know, I'm hoping that's not the case. And he starts up the stairs. And so Fendel kind of looks at you guys.
Okay, who's ready to go on a trippy roller coaster ride?
Oh, good.
Nope, her first.
Here it is, Eva.
And then, yeah, exactly that.
Just fucking boop the blind girl without her fucking knowing.
Your world shifts, and then you're on your ass in snow.
Oh, God.
And so, while
If I could just t-shirt made up, boop the blind.
and you need to see a picture of an old man just like yanking somebody by the collar. And the blind person should have a staff that is actually the cane.
I do have stuff.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's your staff acting as a cane. The Defender said, "Oh, and point of order," and hands Atlas a small golden coin, and says,
Listen, once we get you across, we're gonna then push you further in. I'm not leaving a door open to the demons. It seems like a bad thing. Use that coin and let me know. Open the door back up for you.
"Bring you back home."
Okay.
Okay,
Got it.
great.
And he like rips you, and you're next to Avia, who I imagine is like
Here we
mildly
go.
panicking.
There we go. Here we go, Avia, huh?
Oh fuck! Ezreal.
I have
next
introduced
to
another
Ezra.
A name into the fray.
Who's like mildly panicking, I assume, whilst like has been tossed into the snow.
Very
And
much panicking.
We'll resolve that in a second. And Fender looks at Kristoff.
Okay, it's very important. I'm going to throw you there. Frost will communicate the coordinates back, and then it's going to feel real bad when I throw you guys further in there.
Yes, I understand.
Any questions?
No, and I take the medallion off of my neck and I hand him my half and I go, use it when you need it.
Good point. What do you think you're going to need it?
And he takes his half off and like pushes it back.
What?
Fue.
And when he does that, he boops you.
Into the snow.
Of course he fucking does.
Yeah, and so you're ass in the snow. And so you three are ass up, or ass down, as it were, in the snow.
I think
and
I'm face
you can-
down, ass up.
Ass up? Okay, that's fine. You can teleport in. The point is you didn't land on your feet. What yoga position that you're in is up to
Downward
you.
facing dog.
Okay.
Sun salutation.
Star?
Probably
Child's
on my
pose.
side, honestly.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, sure.
Corpse pose.
Lich pose, please.
Well, let's please. I don't want it. So you guys look up, and the first thing you see, other than like ice and snow and the worst fucking thing of
First thing other than tundra.
is you in the distance you can kind of see some of these fiends, and they are armored to the fucking teeth. The fiends you've seen before have like armor and a big sword, but like they've definitely exposed skin, and you can see that rough like. No man, these guys are in like full on obsidian armor. This is their top of the line. You can tell from like the weird armor that's like grown into them. And you're pretty far away from them, but you can tell like you're home. You're heading towards the core.
Where are we? Hate teleportation that I'm not in control of.
You do this often?
Small jumps. I know where I'm going normally.
I don't want to interrupt, but we should probably deal with those.
Deal with what? That doesn't sound good.
I point to the fiends, realize how futile the effort is, and then go, there's a number of unfriendlies directly in front of us.
Good. Oh, good.
You might want to start singing.
And so when you say that, you hear a, ah! And then Frost lands on top of all three of you.
Fuck.
And he like clambers to his feet. Ah, fuck. Well, that's not good.
Hey, Frost,
Yeah.
got any tricks up your sleeves?
Kind of looks. Yeah, I've got my artifacts, of course. Why?
Time to use it.
It's morphin' time.
Yellow Ranger. No.
Saber-toothed tiger!
Yeah. Well, more realistically, why don't we fucking move? Let me do my math and get yanked again.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
He
Wherever
starts
you go.
running the other direction, away from the fiends.
I
will follow.
am backing away.
I'm going
Towards
to
the direction
scramble
Frost
and
went?
try to grab someone's cloak so I know which way to go.
I mean, they're making a lot of noise, especially like Frost. Now, you guys are still like a good distance out, but it's smart to like be aware, like to be either frightened, ready for fighting, or back the fuck off. But Frost just turns and like crunch, putting distance between him and the fiends. So after about 10-15 minutes of running, like you got some good distance, and he okay.
The look on Star's face. 10 to 15 minutes of running!
I am not fit as a person or a character.
Yeah. Oh, and neither is Frost, right? That's like very much his like. Okay. Let me get my breath, and we'll do the math.
About 5 minutes later, Kristoff shows up. God damn it!
Atlas,
Are we still going?
Good to get some exercise in.
That was a light jog. We got away from those beasts, though. All right, guys, let's do it again.
Riding on Atlas's shoulders.
Atlas is now carrying both of the squishies.
Kristoff and Ezreal.
So it's getting dark in general. And you notice it's getting dark, and it shouldn't be, right? Like it's still relatively daytime. You're kind of like picking up on that. But it is dimming for no natural reason. And Frost says, "All right, it's gonna take me a second to do the calculations and then get those to Fendel. I'm not exactly gonna be able to, make sure nothing comes. You guys watch me, like make sure nothing kills me while I do this."
You got it, boss.
Andrew?
He looks at Kristoff. Nothing kills me while I do this.
Understood.
Okay.
What does your artifact do? Like, what special ability do you have?
Okay. First of all, that's kind of like asking, who you voting for. You know, my artifact's real cool.
What's your dick size in inches?
Well, look at my artifact. It's 12 inches long. Just do the math.
Centimeters?
Well, what does it do?
And the
Who's your artifact and what does he
who's
do?
your artifact and what does he do? Side note, I do that to my kids now, and now my daughter, who is our daddy and what does he do? Love it. Does it in public. Can't wait for when she does it to somebody else. He says, well, that's the cool thing. My artifact can tie the torrent together and kind of triangulate things for me. It's real good at finding people, places, things, locations, weaknesses. In this case, it's going to help us get closer to the door.
Excellent.
Yeah. Very convenient. And he kind of like kneels down, and his wand made of ice, essentially, he kind of like puts it in between his two hands, and it's floating there. And you kind of watch him start. He like closes his eyes and he starts doing some calculations. And for those of you who can see the torrent, you can see him glowing, like pulsing as he's like casting his spell.
Ezreal, I haven't had much age in this manner, but you don't happen to have any sort of what do you do? What is your thing?
Oh, well, I can do magic.
Any sort of arcane traps?
Traps, I wouldn't necessarily say so, but should things start to come towards us, I can repel them if we need to.
Okay, good. I'm just saying, anything we can do in preparation. Those fellows we left behind are sure to be on our heels, and we don't know how long for us. It could take probably a fucking minute.
He doesn't hear you.
Yeah, I know.
I'm better.
Atlas?
I'm better once we actually have a target.
Fair enough. Atlas?
And my axe.
Sure. Let's go ahead and let's take the advantage here. Digging?
Yeah, I was to say,
Atlas?
this spot
Hey,
would be just
so,
blend
quick
in.
point. When he says Atlas that second time, it feels foreign. Feels weird. Like that's not your name. It's almost like he says Atlas, you're like, who?
Atlas.
Oh. Yes, yeah, dig. Got it.
Digging. Let's make a pit. I can cover it with a thin layer of ice, and then if anything comes at us, we can break the ice, and, well, you know how that goes.
All right, let's do this, and I'll summon Willow. Which, for the fans, this is brought up. My arm is not Brimstone all the time, only when I'm wielding Willow.
Yeah, so you summon Willow. Let's talk about that.
Let's talk about
With
axe,
the
baby.
beat. Let's talk about
you
dick and
and
hoes.
me.
Let's talk about all the fiends
All the
and
good things.
let's talk about it.
A little bit.
All right, we're done. Go ahead.
No, it's fine. Go on. Ginge, keep giving Ginge content for iTunes, please.
Giving him bullets to use
Yeah.
against us.
So yeah, when you summon Willow this time, like, so normally when you summon Willow, there's like a spark of lightning as like Willow forms before you, and your fist, your palm, your gauntlet, your all the way up to your arm, all the way up to your shoulder is full of brimstone and fire. Not fire per se, but brimstone. I'm just used to saying brimstone and fire. Brimstone and like these crackling of lightning. This time a little bit different. That whole scenario happens across your entire body, except for like your collarbone. Your collarbone is like where your collar would be. There's like this raised portion that almost makes like a popped collar essentially, but it's straight up, and it goes around the back of your neck. And there's like these pauldrons that are like they go over in a standard way that a pauldron would, but there's like these ornate like carvings in them, and then like your chest is like pronounced even more so than it already is, and it's like more slick. Like definitely you have like summoned this like suit of armor made out of brimstone. Like that's what like their appearance is going to be, but you know that that's your body. Like you don't feel orcish.
I just did a mega evolution.
Yeah, you did. You did. you just did see a mega.
This is Atlas Alolan form.
Atlas Dynamax.
Yeah, cosplayers, let's see this go. I'm ready.
And you open your right eye, and it is for.
Am I still
You
like
can see out of
conscious, still aware of like who they are,
Yeah.
where I'm at?
Yeah. And you see out of it, and you two see Atlas's left eye, very normal, very Atlas.
Do I?
No.
I can see, you can see too. I healed her.
Yeah, you held her by destroying her. Now she's a ghost. And the right eye is same way, except for canonically, what color are Atlas's eyes again?
They are green.
Cool. The right one is red. The iris is red, like a bright red, to match your lightning.
I don't know what's happening, but I like it.
It's good timing at the very least. First of all,
What?
badass.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I'll say.
Something new happened?
Yes, he looks like a fucking straight up killer.
It's
awesome.
Willow. It's whatever torrential magic has awoken this thing, and now a suit of armor, my body.
Like Swolmageddon. It's really cool. I don't want to detract away from how cool it is, but if you could use these powers to like, and I reach for one of the many shovels that our party has access to at all times, if you could just like, need a hole, please.
Rowan didn't have those?
Our entire party at all times has
Oh, okay.
access to 400 shovels.
Canonically, in the downtime, and in any novel that gets written or retelling of animation, there's just going to be like
In the background.
downtime, and you're going to see like Kristoff and Rowan like having conversations, and in the background you hear ting, ting, and like Atlas is just making shovels for people. Never have too many of these, you know.
He can't stop making shovels. If he doesn't make a shovel every 24 hours, he dies.
It's a curse and a blessing.
like a Charmander in the rain.
More of a blessing than a curse. I just want to take a second. I just want just 1 second. When
Sure.
Chainsaw becomes dragon, we talk about how cool it is. We give a moment to fly around. I mean, there's like a whole scene painted about it. Of
course.
It's very,
Yeah.
like, we're very together and excited about it. The moment I get a brimstone Iron Maiden suit, he says, I don't mean to detract from what's going on, but we need you to you need to dig a hole.
So here's what I thought. Just so for the viewers at home, here's what I thought you were gonna do. I thought you were gonna go, don't need the shovel, bro, and you're gonna jump 40 feet in the air and come down with your axe and just fucking make a ravine.
Oh, that would be badass.
Is what I thought you were gonna do, but instead you decided to take a moment to be like, you're mean.
I'm a master tactician. If I jump into the air and do a giant power down, Dwayne's gonna go, oh, by the way, the energy you just output was noticed by every fiend within 100 miles.
Now we've lit a beacon,
Which
and
is probably still gonna happen anyways because this guy's standing alone.
I'm just saying, if you could, Alice, I need a hole.
I'll
Sounds like
dig
personal
you a hole, but I don't need the shovel. And it's a very sad moment for everyone. And they play as we go on. We remember, and then I'll take two-handed a swipe at the ground, the snow, with Willow, and
A little more controlled. So yeah, you take a two-handed like kind of like a golf swing into the snow, and you watch as like lightning and like very like it's almost like gravity itself rips a trench. Like
Wow.
and like you watch like dirt and snow and everything like kind of explode, and you like rip a like very crude like 5 foot, 10 foot trench, like 10 foot deep trench down about 20 feet.
Hell yeah.
At this point,
or does that work?
beautiful, well done. And I begin to cover it with ice
absolutely.
and snow.
So, you guys make your preparations, and nobody's came, and it's been about 30 minutes since you guys made the trench and kind of preparing for this, and you just kind of get the feeling it's gonna take him a little bit longer. We're gonna do watch rotations.
It's gonna take him 4 days.
No, we're just gonna do watch rotations. Who wants to go first?
I do.
All right, roll me a perception check.
Can John Elkway still help me?
No.
But your father can.
Yeah, ask the ring. Ask the ring to watch for you.
Yeah. Altreon, is this cool or not?
Best sleep on watch.
I don't think that I have misused this ring. Fans, get at me.
No. You've used it more than I thought you would.
Well, we've had a lot of family interaction, and I feel like especially that was important for Kristoff to know, if he was doing right by his brother.
Sure. Hey, get it. Kristoff's a big daddy.
He's got daddy issues.
Daddy's issues. No, I get it. Go run home to a daddy.
He's like a big brother who's doing good.
Am I doing good, Papa? Are you proud of me, please?
So there's a moment where there's this staff and it's this corruption and Pallas is okay, let's go talk to it. And I'm like, no, I'm not gonna let him do that. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna take on that weight. And then it's okay, yeah, it's time to go fight this evil. I'm like, no, I'm gonna do that, Pallas. Don't you worry, I got you, bro. So
hey, I don't want to detract from that.
I don't want to take away from that lovely scene you just painted, but can you just do your watch now?
Damn. I'm gonna let you finish, but
this is my filibuster. This is you have to wait for me to tell you the result of my roll, and I will tell you instead about all the times
this was fun, guys.
It's a 14.
Yeah, with a 14, you're kind of keeping your wits about you. You're kind of looking, and you hear in the distance this whistle. It kind of goes
Rowan?
And when you say that, you don't get a response.
Dude, does that wake us up? Is it like a
you guys
loud
are still
or is it
awake,
only
so you
for...
hear it.
are we? I don't think we're.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's true.
Unless you
could
took a
take
nap because you wanted to take a nap
You could be
earlier.
taking a nap. You could get a short
Could
rest.
get a short rest in.
I don't need a short rest. What the heck was that?
I think it was Rowan's whalebone whistle.
And then, as you say that, you hear this, but closer.
Rowan!
Rowan, where are you?
And
I shoot in the air my mage hand.
so you turn around, and standing in the middle of all four of you, you see a bipedal figure wearing a featureless, motley white mask. A head full of short gray hair with highlights of silver behind the mask. Gray leather armor with black clothes beneath, making up the base layer. Gray traveler's boots laced tightly with leather armor plates over them. In its right hand, it wields a smaller one-handed lance. Its hand is hidden from view, but its arm has the lance covering it. And the left hand holds an onyx chain that appears to be moving in a circular motion of its own volition, even when the wielder is not moving the chain itself. And then there's a cape pinned to its collarbone on each side, with these ornate black medallions with a simple scythe symbol on them. And the cape is the color of night and appears to move as if it's disturbed by the wind that isn't there.
Friend or foe?
And when you say that, it kind of turns to you, because it wasn't looking at you, it was looking at Atlas. It turns to you, and you hear...
do not like this.
Atlas, you know this guy?
I don't.
Have I ever heard anything like this?
Nope.
I
And
have
it
no idea.
slowly begins to walk towards you, Kristoff. Very slowly, unthreateningly, eerily calm, begins to walk towards you. What do you do?
You need to tell me something, friend. And you see me start to make arcane gestures.
It
You need to tell me
continues to walk
something.
towards you.
Give me a reason to trust you. Give me a reason to trust
And
you,
it
friend.
stops. I mean, unless you do something before it stops like 6 inches from you, like real uncomfortably close. Yeah, real uncomfortably close.
Oof.
And it leans in and literally gets like a breath away from you, and you hear it as loud and like 10 times louder than anybody else. That same whistling noise, it echoes in your brain. And then you wake up. And that's where we're gonna end this episode.
And you're in a cave with 3 artifacts, and you have Rowan and Atlas.
It was all a dream.
Okay.
That was concerning.
That was pretty creepy, man. You did a good job building the creeps on that last.
Yeah, I got the goose pimples. Huh.
So,
Hey, so I just want to say that if you want to get a message on the show, personal or professional, all you have to do is go to lawfulstupid.org, look at that Avia's coin call, and we will read out any message that you have for us, 250 words or less. $20 for a personal message, $50 for a professional one. And it's you can tell us like, hey, I want Kristoff to read this in Kristoff voice, or you can say, whoever in this voice, or whatever you want.
Yeah, if you want to hear Kristoff's great grandpa, great grandpapa read the
No, he's so creepy.
Oh dear Olivia, I can't wait for
I just wanted to say happy birthday,
anniversary. I love you dearly.
Will you marry me?
What kind of bone will?
Nothing says happy anniversary. Nothing says happy birthday. Nothing says I love you like I'm Kristoff Shingdo. So make sure you take advantage of that, because we don't know how long they'll be around or what's going on with that. But go ahead and drop us a.
It's true. What a way to end the podcast. There's no more episodes after that. Then you wake up.
That's the last episode.
we wake up and it's
Anyway, so campaign 2.
What a
is coming
slap
up.
in the face that
It's
would
gonna
be
be
to
another
all
thing.
listeners. It's like
To anyone who's ever
just
invested time in this.
the ending. How did it end? And
holy shit.
up. No, I get that, but like how
And
did it
Avon
land?
fucking
How
throws
did
her
it
paints
end?
into the
So
sky.
he woke up. That's how it ends.
Yeah, that's
the
how
whole
it
thing
ends.
was a dream. But
whole thing
where
was a
did he
dream.
wake up? Like,
Actually-
but what point? We don't know. That's how it ended.
When they leave that up to listener interpretation.
He's a dumb
And
storyteller.
actually, Atlas and Rowan were never there.
What's up?
Atlas, Ezreal, and Rowan were
Sure,
never
they're
there.
all figments of
No, they
Zach.
don't even exist.
Yeah.
It's all
There's multiple
in his head.
personalities he had.
He's locked up the whole time.
All of this is just Kristoff talking to himself.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got little puppets, little dolls. They're like children's dolls.
Yeah. Marionettes.
Yep. And this one's
That's how
going
the
to
show
love
is
his
for real.
map.
Dwayne's just
So
mad
see you
against
guys.
it.
Thank you.
love his hat. This one's going to lose an eye later. Like, it's going to be wonderful.
Dwayne's posturing really hard right now, but the rest of the show is just going to be Dwayne spinning out some news story because he's mad I just guessed it so hard.
Nope.
He's just like, and then there's a castle in the sky, I guess. And then.
Well, and then you find that you're going to have to go inside of this giant beast named Sin. That has been hiding behind the portal the whole time. This sounds
Wait a
familiar, huh?
second.
Okay, great. Well, no. And you go through the portal, there's a city, and you got a contest, and you got to kill the most beasts. Fuck that one, too. Yeah,
Wait a second.
super good. Well, I can't wait for the next episode. It's gonna be real good.
Yeah, but
But let
Dwayne,
me tell you the worst part.
We have to
the
wait.
best part for me. The next 2 episodes are guest episodes.
I'm leaving the country.
Yeah.
I'm leaving the country.
No.
Awesome.
I can't wait to see. Oh, I love the guests so much.
Yeah, who's coming on? Who's
It'll
coming
be
on?
2 patrons. It'll be Velrun and Dragonar.
Yeah, I'm excited to meet
Neat.
them. I'm excited to play D&D with them. But Dwayne, I'm gonna hear that. I'm
Why you
gonna
gotta
hear
do
that
this to
whistle in my
us?
fucking sleep for the next 3 weeks.
Right?
No, stop it.
Stop, please. It's so loud.
Is that you whistling? Layered
No,
with
I
you
found it.
whistling?
No,
Where'd
I
you
whistled.
find that?
I whistled into that and just had the audio echo it.
It's really good.
I thought that you whistled and then Skype made it echo in everyone's headphones or something, and that
So
came
I'll
up
tell you this.
somehow.
I'll give you this little bit of nuggets. The people that play
Oh,
in the
nuggets.
patron campaign were literally just
I thought
introduced
so.
to this very thing.
That's what Dragon and Abon were saying,
Oh,
and they were
fuck.
trying to figure out what it was. So
Okay,
they
pick
know.
their brains.
www.abon.com. Sup?
You were listening to this. What's funny is I knew
Let me
this was
just
going to
go,
happen tonight, and then we're like, oh, well, we're going to do a solo recording. Our listeners aren't here. And I'm like, sucks to be them this time. I'm so sorry. Like,
Well,
I really wanted to, like, wait to see, like, the
Yes,
facial
they-
reactions of, like, Avon and Dragon. That would have been great.
That's
they
worth
never
saying.
have their cameras on, though.
Hey, if it's in your heart, if it's in your wallet to be a $50 patron tier for Lawful Stupid, you get to sit in on live recordings and have moments like this and watch us lose our goddamn minds. And be 40
And also
weeks
lose your
ahead
own
of the
goddamn
schedule
mind.
or whatever it is that we're at now.
Pretty far ahead. So, that real good. I want to
At
take a
least a
second to
month.
say thank you, everyone who's listening. And not like a generic thank you. Like the amount of energy in a day that I spend towards this podcast, not because like I feel like I need to put that much like effort. I just like I'm excited to do stuff with the podcast like all the time. Like I literally was at work today and was like, man, like I gotta do all this cool stuff with podcasts. Like I gotta prep for tonight. We're gonna record tonight. It's gonna be super good. I also want to make this stuff for the podcast, and we got draw us in. Like, just you guys listen, and that's like part inspiration for us to continue to do this. And I fucking love doing it. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We are
Thank you.
thankful.
We are.
We are.
Storytellers.
Call back.
Call back.
Super good. So that means that
Leica.
No.
Leica.
Hey man.
Leica.
We gotta talk
Like
about.
a.
No, you're right. You're right. Anyways, we do need to roll for humanity for.
For Michael J. Fox's Parkinson's Foundation, because we're starting July 18.
Whew.
Oh wait, no, I'm on with advantage, so maybe it's higher. I don't know.
It's a pretty high roll. If you roll higher than 18.
The action was a 17, so yeah, but
Fucking
18.
hacker.
Fucking hacker. Well, the key is that I've been using this Lawful Stupid die.
I'm so jealous of that. I cannot wait for draw. You know, see,
I
Shane
did
could have been a
it.
bro and shipped it
for
like,
sure.
by now.
He's like,
he
wait till
still
draw.
could, technically. We got
I've
what?
got this whole bag of them. I've got I could take a bath in these dice.
But
Don't do that. I don't want one anymore.
I still want
very
one,
small bath.
regardless, but please don't.
We're saying I got
Brings
a
hand
bunch
sanitizer,
of them.
too.
I could super be a bro and mail them.
Yeah.
I still need to mail Star miniatures to paint, but I hate
Same.
going to the post office.
Oh yeah.
All right, cool. Well, unless you had anything else?
We love you. Bye.
Yeah, you are great.
It makes me happy.